We all know Lexus, and they've had an abundance of SUVs over the years, but surprisingly, none of them have featured a third row of seating. Well, now it does. This is the 2024 Lexus TX 350 all-wheel drive luxury edition.
Pricing starts at $61,200 for the TX 350 all-wheel drive base, while our fully loaded luxury trim came out to $68,100.
Okay, just starting off with the exterior, check out this grille. Okay guys, you know over the years, it has been the subject of major controversy in the Lexus community of either hating or loving the grille style, the spindle grille. Well, this is now called the unified spindle grille, and it looks way different. And honestly, it looks so good, especially on this SUV vehicle. And you'll notice it isn't just like black anymore. We actually have this nightfall mica blue color that extends into the grille. Obviously, that will change based on what color option you get, but man, does that look clean. And you look a little closer here, we have our 360 view cameras all around this car. We have our parking sensors right there, our lower splitter here, inlets, not functional inlets, but that does house our fog lights down in here. And as we move across, just look at this sleek, bulged hood. All right, taking a look at our headlight here. So it's not typically what you're used to. What they've done is they've flipped their daytime running light and given it a really nice and refreshed look. And say goodbye to your triple beam LED light. No, this is a projector style light in there, which is different from what Lexus typically does. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. All right, let's move down the line just a little bit further. Again, that bulged hood looks so crisp and clean, especially in the sunlight when that paint can shine off of it. But what we're looking at here for the wheels are 20-inch machine alloy wheels that can be optioned up to 22 inches. But for comfortability's sake, I would rock the 20s, and it looks really good. We do have more body lines, very, very nice. And something cool about these door handles here is the door handles don't pull out. It's a button, and it'll pull out for you. Watch this. Nice and easy, no movement in the handle whatsoever. Definitely adding to that luxury feel that you're getting because this is a luxury SUV. Okay guys, bear with me. Let's role play for a little bit. I'm a single mother and I have my daughter's hand in the parking lot. She's 5 years old, okay? I have so many groceries in my other hand. Well, guess what? She is not strong enough to help me with these groceries, so I'm carrying them all by myself and I'm struggling. How am I gonna open my trunk? Well, I might look like a weirdo and I'll be balancing, but check this out. That's all I gotta do is rub my foot right there and I can go ahead and throw all my groceries in there, pick up my daughter, fix her shoes, do whatever, and have plenty of space to do so. And what we're looking at is 20 cubic feet of space just for this little area right here. Go ahead and throw these boys down. You're looking at 57 cubic feet of space. But wait, there's more. Throw the other row of seating down, you're looking at 97 cubic feet of space. That is so much. That's more than its competitor, the MDX. So pretty cool stuff going on here. And you know what else is cool? Check out these buttons here. So these are your third row fold down seat buttons. Really nice and convenient, and these buttons are also located on the other side. So you kind of have plenty of, room or options to choose from. So let's go ahead and just shut this thing, and it's kind of screaming at me, but look at that. Nice, quick, sounds cool, very practical. All right, what do we have here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at how gorgeous that engine bay is, nice and clean, guys. This is a brand new car. Now, what are we looking at? Well, this is a 2.4 liter, 4-cylinder turbocharged engine mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, which of course is smooth as butter, this being a Lexus. Now you might be wondering, what kind of gas mileage are we looking at? Well, for this little 4-cylinder here, you're looking at 26 on the highway, 20 in the city for a combined 23 miles per gallon. Not too shabby.
Despite its size, it achieves decent fuel efficiency ratings. If hybrids are more your speed, the hybrid variants further improve your efficiency, with the TX 500H model achieving 27 miles per gallon combined, and the TX 550H Plus offering 29 miles per gallon combined. Pricing for the TX lineup does vary, with the base model starting at $55,000 and the fully loaded TX 550h Plus expected to be priced at just under $80,000.
Taking a seat in this nice, luxurious SUV, we're greeted with a brand new infotainment system, which we will touch on in a second. I first want to talk about these semi-aniline seats. Now, this leather is super nice and plush, especially with this suede pattern. It is a really, really nice, like almost captain chair, which we do have in the back that we will get to. But it is 10-way power operated. You've got a hammy extension, you've got the lumbar support, you've pretty much got everything you need, including ventilated seats and heated seats. So let's look at our infotainment system. This is a 14-inch touchscreen display, which has been very responsive, very easy to use. It is Apple and Android Auto compatible, so we're gonna get familiar technology. But if we don't wanna use that, changing the radio station will be a pain in the butt, as well as the drive modes being digital is kind of weird, and I don't really like it, but that's kind of personal preference. And also our climate is digital, and that is definitely something I don't like in a vehicle. I like everything to be tactile, like these knobs here. I do enjoy that these remain tactile, as well as our volume knob, but sometimes you gotta wait on technology, guys, and that does not really fly with me. But let's move down just a little bit further. We're looking at 3 USB charging ports here. To the left of that, we have a 360 camera view. Now, this feature is perfect for you guys if you're a family, you have kids that leave stuff in the driveway sometimes, you don't want to run them over, and you don't want to kill your kids' dreams. You can prevent that with this feature here. And then next to that is our self-parking button, which we'll throw some footage over. This feature is so cool. We've had a lot of success using it. You simply push the button, pick the spot you want to park in, and the car will just park itself nice and easy. It's especially helpful if the parking spot is a little bit tight. Now, just below that, we have our wireless charger, and guess what's underneath there? Just a little bit more storage. And check out these cup holders. Not only do they look really cool, but you can take them out. Cleaning this car is a game changer now. It's so much easier to do because you can just pop these out, slide the vacuum in, and just go about your day, nice and easy. So taking a look at our center console here, check this out. You can open it from your passenger seat, and you can also open it from your driver's seat. And inside you have so much space down there. It's deep. Now what I like about it is I can keep my elbow rested on here and then have my passenger kind of reach in there and get whatever they need. Very useful. And our shift knob it's different, guys. It is different, but it's super easy once you get it down and satisfying to use. So move it to your left and go up to move it to reverse, move it to your left and go down to put it in drive, move it to your left and hold, put it in neutral, and to put it in park, press the button. Seamless. Now, let's talk about our steering wheel and work our way to the gauge cluster. Our steering wheel is nice and soft, very clean looking. We do have paddle shifters, which is a bit unique for an SUV like this, but I guess you could, drive it a little bit sporty in sport mode. And other than that, it's everything you need right here at, kind of the palm of your hands. We have our lane assist, we have traction control, our volume knobs, and we can actually control our heads-up display by using these. These are like touch screens that affect the heads-up display, which, take a little bit of getting used to, but after you get it down, it's so easy because you can keep your eyes on the road, but you can also change the necessary settings like skipping songs, turning up the volume, or your following distance for your cruise control. Taking a look at our tachometer area, this is a 12.3-inch tachometer display, and we don't have, our speedometer and tachometer anymore side by side. We only have one circle, which will be your tachometer, and inside that circle, you'll find your speed. Now, it still makes everything, relatively easy to use, but it is digital. I prefer analog, but nonetheless, it looks very nice and clean. To the left of that, we have our 3-way seat memory for our really nice soft seats here. And as we look at our door panels here, you notice that black theme is consistent throughout this vehicle. We do have our Mark Levinson sound system that's kind of flowed through our panels here. And guys, if you're interested in audio in a vehicle, if that's something you look for, spend the extra money and get this sound system because it sounds really, really good. Now, the last thing about the doors I want to mention is the way it opens. It's simply a button that you push and the door kind of pops open. And when that fails you, don't fret, because you can still open it the other way if you decide to pull it. really cool feature. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is this screen you get for the rear view mirror. Now, of course, you can also change that back to your classic mirror style, but push that little knob upwards and you have access to that camera in the rear, making sure you can see everything behind you. And let's keep our eyes pointed up a little bit. Check out this full panoramic sunroof. I mean, your kids are going to love this. I know I'm loving it. Now with the front covered, I say we hop into the back and see where this vehicle really shines. Do I look like a king? I kind of feel like one in these giant captain's chairs with this nice armrest. Now this car has a lot of cool features specifically for the rear. Not only do we have our own climate control back here, we can control ventilated seats and heated seats back here, and that is a game changer. We also have our vents right here, and that is so important, especially in Arizona. If you have kids that do extracurriculars like baseball or soccer where they're out sweating, they're going to want to be cool, and it's so easy for them to control it themselves and also get the airflow that they need. Now, another cool feature, this whole little row comes out without you having to do any work at all. And this allows people to climb back there nice and easy. Now to put it back, there's no funny things you gotta do. It simply just locks into place. And of course, we can still take our cup holders out. Now just below our climate control, we do have two USB-Cs, one for the left side and one for the right side. So if both your kids need to charge their tablets, they can really do that seamlessly. I've said that word so many times this video, but seamless may be the one word for this vehicle. Now, another really cool feature for families of, maybe newborns, you can actually slide this seat forward because it is on rails, throw their car seat back here. So if you need to adjust something on their car seat, you don't have to reach way back there. You can simply just turn around and, mess with them, do whatever you need to do. Really, really cool. In addition to being able to slide these forward on this rail, you can also recline this thing back using this button right here. So what you do, hold down the button, it unlocks, hold it down, wait for it. All right, and we're locked into place. I can simply lay down and be nice and comfy. I can look at the stars, I can look at the sky, and just really enjoy my time back here. So there are really cool features back here, but let's go back one row further and see what else we got. Okay, now I'm sitting in the way back, and we still have that same feature that our second row had of the AC vents being right up here and being super easy to access. And we have one USB-C here, another USB-C charging port there. How many do we have on this car? I think I've counted like 7 so far, which is awesome. Now, just below that, we have 2 cup holders. It's more like 1 cup holder with some extra storage space, but you could fit 2 cups right here, and you also have that on the other side. Now, I do have still plenty of room back here, and if you even wanted to throw a car seat back here, you could, because you also have the latches to kind of throw it in there and still be safe. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention was, remember that button that we saw in the trunk to fold these rear seats down? Well, you also get that same button in a different location. You get it right in front of the rear cup holder. So you kind of have options. If you want to fold them down from the door here, you can do that. If you want to open the trunk and do it, you can do that. Driving this thing, you don't actually feel like you're driving a almost full-size SUV. It's super smooth, of course, it being a Lexus, but the 4-cylinder turbo makes plenty of power for you to get up and go. The steering wheel is nice and light, and really, this car performs very well. The Lexus safety features, the 3.0 system that they've incorporated in their vehicles recently is truly awesome. I mean, from the traffic jam assist options to you just really staying in your lane, it's so responsive and it kind of does what you want it to do. There are other brands out there where they haven't perfected the technology or even gotten close to Lexus's level. But let me tell you, that traffic jam assist for commuting, it's just unbelievably smooth and responsive. You can set the following distance. All of that is done also by the controls on the steering wheel controlling the heads-up display. So you don't have to take your eyes off the road. It just makes it super easy to use. And let's give it some gas and pass some of these slow pokes. This 4-cylinder turbo, let me tell you, it does put in work. With a 0 to 60 time of 7.8 seconds, I mean, this thing is definitely not slow. The only gripe about the engine, the 4-cylinder could sound a little bit better. Okay guys, I do have one gripe about the sensors pointing towards the driver that sits on top of the steering wheel. And what that does is it monitors your face and kind of your body language so that, you know, the adaptive cruise control and all that can function properly. It doesn't have to worry about you falling asleep. You know, just safety features. However, I have run into some issues where I'll be driving and all of a sudden it will tell me to sit up, or it'll tell me eyes not detected. It'll tell me a whole bunch of different things, but there's nothing I can do about it. I have the steering wheel in a position that is comfortable for me, as well as the seat being comfortable for me, but because that sensor can't, you know, see certain parts of my face, we get all these pop-up notifications, and that is, that doesn't really fly. I mean, it's kind of annoying because not only does it pop up on the gauge cluster, it sometimes makes a little bit of a noise that it's so faint you can't tell if you've heard it or not, or you're imagining things, you feel crazy. Now, there is a fix. You could drop the steering wheel lower so that it could, you know, see your upper body and face better. Problem is, I'll have no leg room, you know, my steering wheel will basically be touching my legs, and I really don't want to have to go through with that. I want to drive the car and be comfortable. You know, it isn't the worst thing in the world, and it doesn't happen all the time, but occasionally it can be annoying. All right, so on the freeway, the road noise is really, really quiet. And the rear view mirror being a camera is super clear. I can see everything. I know who's coming, who's going. Blind spot monitoring is nice and neat. Everything works as it should. And I expect that from, you know, a luxury SUV. Wind noise in something like this is straight up, I'd rank this car like a 9 out of 10 for quiet wind noise. It's not a problem, especially on the freeway. It's really quiet. And I mean, you pair that with the Mark Levinson 21 speaker sound system, you're not gonna be complaining, I can tell you that. And the paddle shifters too, nice and responsive. I mean, that 4-cylinder is, you know, kind of weak, but it definitely does have some get up and go, and I like the ability to kind of feel more in tune with the vehicle with these paddle shifters. Okay guys, to back up my claim of this being just such a smooth ride, I want to tell you a little bit of a story. Now, my coworkers and I, we carpool every morning and every day after work. And I don't think I've seen them fall asleep as much as they do in this vehicle than others that we've reviewed in the past. I mean, the captain's chairs are just so comfortable, and with the climate control, you can kind of be in your own little world, especially with all that room where you can just kind of conk out and relax. And I know as a parent, get your kids in the seat, they're going to pass out anyway, but that is especially true in something like this. All right, so now I'm going to activate the self-parking. I'm gonna click that button. I've got a couple spots to choose from. This one seems pretty good. Okay, it says start forward. Let's click the start button. Remove brake. Okay, I'm not doing anything. We got my blinker on for me. Now it looks like if I want to cancel this, I can simply press that button. I bet if I put the brake on, it would also stop it. It's taking its time. Everything looks good so far. Keep in mind, there are no vehicles around us right now. It's an empty parking lot. Moving the wheel. All right. That is pretty straight. And it put the car in park for us. And now we are getting a 360 view of everything around us, so we're sure not to hit anything or hit any doors.
With its new design, luxurious interior, and array of advanced features, the TX kind of redefines expectations for what a luxurious SUV can offer. Whether it's the robust powertrain delivering performance and efficiency, or the spacious third row accommodating passengers and cargo, it really excels. And I know we here at the Collector Car Network have really enjoyed this 2024 TX 350.
All All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Remember, everything we have said is subjective. We would always recommend you go to your local Toyota, local Lexus dealership, and try one of these things out. Let us know down in the comments how you felt about it. But I can tell you, you will probably love this vehicle, so please do. And remember, if you want to collect your car of your own, check out ClassicCars.com, which is our online marketplace with over 30,000 listings live on the site. Also, be sure to check out Auto Hunter, which is our sister website, which is our 7-day online auction. Head on over if you're looking for a car, and we'll see you guys in the next video.